This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Oh, cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart. What you got there?
I am quite hungover.
Nice.
As you can tell.
Never.
No, I have the thing like me and you had every single time we went to any convention ever where I'm like starting to lose my voice because I had so much fun last night.
Yeah.
Haven't done that in a while. But so 15 or so minutes ago, I was like, I'm going to open a beer.
Good
and
for
see
you.
if it brings me back to life. We got an Evanescence moment on our hands. Wake me up.
Yeah, you're in Colorado. You're an hour ahead, so you're that much closer to 5 o'clock. I'm drinking a key lime LaCroix.
How do you feel about them?
I thought I was buying regular lime. I'll be honest.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a bit more tart, but the one thing I just noticed about the cans that I've never noticed before is at the bottom it says 0 calories, 0 sweetener, 0 sodium equal
Innocent.
Innocent exclamation point.
Yep.
What?
I know. One time I like tweeted that back in the day and was like, is this like Trump's new PR person?
I know. I was like, what were they guilty of or accused of before?
I guess maybe a soda would be a guilty pleasure, but I've never heard anyone call like a healthy thing an innocent. You know what I mean? Like a candy bar would be a guilty pleasure, but you wouldn't call a salad an innocent treat.
Innocent exclamation point. Like,
I don't
really,
like it. It sounds flirty.
Yeah, it seems like something happened. It begs more questions.
Oh, like maybe they said
Like-
there weren't calories, but there actually were for a while.
Like maybe there was some sodium and now they're innocent.
Oh my God. I remember one time there was a vegan restaurant in LA and they got fully investigated. Someone was like, this cheese tastes too real. And dumpster dived and was like, went to the press and was like, they've been serving real cheese.
Whoa. That's like I have in my notes from way, way back. I don't think I ever said it. It was like these people, I think it was Florida. I don't know. Got in
Everything's
trouble
always Florida.
that they were putting like marijuana in the food. Secret, or maybe it was I think it was a bride that did it at her wedding with the caterer, and the guests all got like super sick, something like that.
Oh
that
my
I was
God.
like, what a wild! You don't just sneak that into some food.
You don't give your grandma
No.
THC when she's just expecting some red velvet cake.
No, she doesn't need to think about the depths of her own mortality at your nuptials.
Not that old lady.
No.
No, I should probably, I actually almost thought about smoking some weed to help my hangover, but then I was like, there's no way I could podcast. So I landed yesterday. I flew early as hell.
Yeah.
And then I landed yesterday and then we went to a Rockies game, which is their baseball team apparently.
So fun. So fun.
But they got like a box, like a pimped out, like seats, a full bar. You can make your own drinks, like food. A dessert cart came by.
So you were at a wedding reception at a baseball game.
Grace, I didn't watch one pitch.
I bet. You're in the Delta Lounge at the baseball game.
Yes. I had frequented the Delta Lounge earlier that morning. But I was just like, I looked, I said, I have not watched one thing happen this entire whole game. So needless to say, everyone got wrecked because it was like bottle service.
Oh,
And
shit.
Then we went to another bar. When I say it was a wild time, I mean, yesterday was one of those days where people were crying. I saw two girls making out like to cheers of boys like we were on Girls Gone Wild circa 2003.
You had a full spring break in one day.
Grace, let me tell you the level of cuckoo it was. So we had this old man who was our server in the box.
Okay.
His name, it was something like Sal, and
Great.
he was clearly in his like late 70s, right?
Wonderful.
So then we're at the bar and Sal shows up and like
Wait, at the other bar after the game?
because they invited him. They were like, we invited Sal. And so Sal's getting a little loaded on IPAs. Cut to late night, full on a 27-year-old makes out with him. What? That's how crazy last night goes. I go, somebody made out with Sal?
On a Monday.
A 78-year-old widower?
Oh, get it, Sal? He's
going to remember that Memorial Day.
oh my goodness. He punched out and punched back in.
Oh my God, how did you honor the troops? Well, So, needless to say, Chip is working today, and I feel bad for him, and I'm over here nursing a pale ale.
Nice. But yeah, I feel like a hotel room like that elicits a hangover no matter what.
1,000%.
I'm getting VidCon flashbacks just seeing you sitting on the floor in front of a bed like that.
A bed like this in a kitchenette. You gotta do it. It's the best. No,
wow.
but I know. But so I woke up this morning, Grace, and realized I didn't have SD cards or like for the camera and for the microphone, and I didn't have my dongle.
Oh, SDs and dongles are aloof. Oh no.
I almost saw some people SMDs last night. But,
I know.
but so I was like, oh fuck, I have to take an Uber to Best Buy.
Oh shit.
Did that, got there, not a single memory card in the entire Best Buy.
What kind of Best Buy is this?
Not the best.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
You were just in a dollar store by accident.
I said, this is ludicrous. They're in the back, right? What's happening? They were like, no, we have a big remodel scheduled, and they stopped sending us inventory, but then the remodel got pushed a year, so we just have run out of things. And I'm so hungover.
Wow.
Midway through her saying it, I said, I don't care.
But wait, so they're a Best Buy that's operational, but they really are just selling whatever they currently have in stock?
Yeah.
That's
like
wild.
a Best Buy with no memory card, and I literally was like, I Ubered here for this.
She's like, ma'am, I don't care.
I know. She kept going. She was like, well, it's really tough for us because the permits weren't. I said, I don't care. You don't have them? I'm out.
I know. There was a moment this morning. I was on my way to therapy going, I wonder if she forgot to bring her audio stuff with her. And
no, everything but the tiny things.
But the littles.
All the big items, just none of the littles. How are you doing?
I'm good. I didn't have a crazy day yesterday. I went to therapy this morning.
Good for you. We've had opposite days.
I know. It was very hilarious. On the parking lot into therapy, I was running late, and I always think that my therapist is going to be like, she's purposely trying to cut the time down that she has to talk to us.
Really?
But
I would think the opposite, because I would think like the therapist would go, oh, she's running late. I hope she isn't mad I'm fully going to charge her the same amount.
No, it doesn't bother me. I just always think I can get there faster. But then got there, and this car in front of me would not get their ticket to get into the parking lot. And I was like, what the hell is this car doing?
Yeah, you got to pull it.
I realized there's just probably 50 wasps flying around this car by that little booth that you have to pull the ticket before the gate goes up. And I'm watching this young woman in her like rear view mirror be like, putting her fingers out the window, like half closing, half opening the window, and then finally gets her ticket and like runs in, and then I have to go up and do it. And I was like, if this isn't a freaking the picture of what going to therapy feels like, like
you're getting a stress test.
There's 40 wasps flying around me, and I have to open my window to grab this ticket. I can't get in until I challenge this. It was fine, but I was just like, if you gave me 100 guesses
of what was happening here,
what was going to be happening when I showed up to the parking lot, I wouldn't have guessed that. So,
oh man,
overall, an okay day. Otherwise, it's just again, it's Tuesday here as we're recording, and yesterday, everyone was celebrating and honoring in different ways.
Yeah, that's
so
I'm sure.
The week has just begun.
#Sal.
Do you notice out there the altitude affects the hangovers? That's what I like to blame when I get really hungover in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, here's the scoop, is that I would like to blame the altitude.
Sure.
And not the fact that I started drinking at the Delta Lounge at 7 a.m.
Fair.
I drank 15 hours.
Our bodies can't take it anymore.
I almost circled to 24.
Yeah.
So, but no, I do think that is a thing. I feel like you were telling me, like, back in the day, you had come to Denver and you didn't put two and two together, and you had like 2 beers and were like blackout.
Well, I had way more than 2 beers. But
got it. I was trying to give you, keep your rep intact.
No, my first trip to Denver was like the worst hangover of my life. I don't think I drank more than like I have at other drinking days of my
But the
life.
hangover was worse.
Was like I had to be face down on a friend's carpet like all day just to make sure the room wasn't continuously spinning.
Oh no.
It was like we were warned, and then the warning. Sometimes you gotta learn for yourself, learn by experience.
Well, I feel like the only place I've drank with like massive elevation was always like Salt Lake or Park City at Sundance, and their beers have less alcohol because it's the Mormon area.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'd never get drunk there ever.
Yeah.
Just pounding like 2% beers. But
True.
anyway, it was a dang time. So needless to say, going to a Best Buy and realizing they have none of the thing that should always be there.
Wow. I don't know. I mean, if they have to wait a year to get restocked on everything, they should put some signage up somewhere.
I know. So then I just looked up like independent camera store.
Yeah.
Walked for 10 minutes, walked in. It's being operated by 3 Sals. You know, like they're taking.
yeah. They can't believe someone just walked in right now.
He said, we had an old man of Denver meeting. Last night was some hot tea from our fellow oldies.
We heard about Sal. We're
calling an emergency meeting.
Yeah.
No, so I walk in there and I get the memory cards, as we can see from this happening right now. And I go out to Uber and like their establishment isn't popping up. Like they just moved there, so they weren't there yet. So I look and I'm like, what's beside this in the strip mall? And it's called like so tanning. Like it was a tanning place, right?
Great.
And then the guy pulls up and I get in and he was like, I was expecting you to be more tan.
Is that what he said to you?
He was like, I was really expecting to pick up a very caramel bronze lady.
How dare you?
I was like, nope, pale girl coming out of the camera store. Just the closest thing to type into Uber.
Oh, that's so good. Which, by the way, I saw people have messaged us. Last week we were joking about those tanning glasses becoming fashion and then full goggles being fashion. Bad Bunny.
The baddest bunny of the bunch.
The baddest bunny. Sorry, Easter Bunny. Did a photo shoot with just full goggles on.
They're back, baby.
We predicted it. They're a big trend this year. So
Maybe
everyone get down to your pool supply store.
It's a statement of climate change.
Yeah.
Rising water levels.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be in goggles.
Everyone should be prepared.
That Bad Bunny, man.
What's his deal? What's his deal? I don't know anything about him.
We know 2 Bad Bunnies, and they're the little motherfuckers that won't stop pooping at our Palm Springs house.
Those are the only bad bunnies I know of.
The worst.
And
they don't like bunnies.
And they don't like when you try and put goggles on them. They get
my God.
too frisky around the pool.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that made me laugh. That I was like, oh, wow, it's happening.
It's happening.
We'll see throughout this course of the summer how often these things pop up.
Saying goodbye to high-interest credit card debt is one of the very first steps towards financial independence. But the interest month after month can feel like you're in a never-ending hamster wheel, and that's where Upstart comes in. Upstart Empowered Personal Loans can help you pay down high-interest debt all online with simple and easy-to-understand payments. They have helped over 1.8 million customers on their path to financial freedom. So whether it's paying off your credit cards, we've all been there, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, Upstart can help you get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Upstart knows you're more than just your credit score, so rather than looking at your credit score alone, Upstart's model considers other factors like your income, employment, and other information provided in your loan application to find a smarter rate for your loan. You can check your rate in minutes for loans $1,000 to $50,000 without impacting your credit score. So you can even receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Don't wait. Check your rate today at upstart.com/TMGW. That's upstart.com/TMGW to check out your rate today. And don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/TMGW.
Shopping for new clothes can be time-consuming and stressful, so why not let Stitch Fix do all of the work so that you can spend more time doing the things you love, like listening to this podcast, right? It's easy and fun to get started. First, you take a few minutes to set up your Stitch Fix style profile, answer a few questions about what you like to wear, what you don't like to wear, and how open you are to trying new styles. Then their expert stylists will go to work finding items exclusively for you. Every piece is handpicked for you, and it's unique to your size, your style, your budget, making it the best way to discover clothes that make you look and feel your best. Stitch Fix will send you 5 pieces to try on at home. Keep what you love, just send back what you don't. Shipping, returns, and exchanges are easy and free. Plus, there's no subscription required. Try once or set up automatic deliveries. There's no hidden fees ever. So sign up for Stitch Fix and get the season's latest pieces for women, men, and kids. I love Stitch Fix. I've recently used them after realizing I only wear the same 5 things and I don't feel like shopping, and they are incredible. I got a new coat that I wear all the time. I would never have bought this for myself, but I truly value the experience. So sign up today at stitchfix.com/TMGW to get $20 off your first purchase. That's stitchfix.com/TMGW to get $20 off your first purchase. Limited time offer, purchase within 2 days of sign up.
I hate the tiny sunglasses. I'm a big sunglass girl. When
Me
I
too.
wear sunglasses, well, first of all, there's 2 reasons. There's the sun is out.
Yep, that's fair. Or you're hungover.
Or I'm hungover. And when I'm hungover, I want half the face covered. Like I use it as like a shield.
Yeah, like the shields you put on your cars to keep the heat out. That's how I
Yes.
want my sunglasses to feel across my face.
Absolutely. Do
big
you
walls.
use those shields? Because Chip does not get out of his car without putting one up.
Really? No.
Oh, we could be going inside for 10 minutes and he puts it up.
Wow. No, I don't own one. It makes me think of my mom used to make us like rustle one out to put one up before we went into like Aldi's or something. But when I
rustle one up.
it'd always be stuffed in a corner of the car in the back. It's like, get the tin foil out and put it in the front of the car.
I've never even owned one.
No, I don't. And not as an adult have I ever had one. I park under a tree here, so it's no big deal. But there is someone around the corner from me. When I first moved to this place, I was taking Goose for a walk, and I saw just on the ground was one of those windshield covers, but it was like the full photo, old school, like 2000s photo of Paris Hilton, Nick,
Yes.
Lindsay Lohan, and
Brittany.
And I think Brittany or Nicole
It's
Richie.
Brittany. And it's the 3 of them in the car.
And and it's just this person.
That's amazing.
I was like, but it was like on the ground, like it had been discarded. And I was like, oh, this is such a treasure. I'm not going to take this because it clearly belongs to this person here, but they must have gotten out of their car in a hurry.
I feel like that's a specialty made one.
I
like
totally,
one of one.
Totally. And that's why I was like, I want to know this person. I've never seen the person that lives in that house, but
You should have pulled a me with the Wienermobile and left a note on the windshield.
no,
Gotta go for what you want. No, I saw someone in my neighborhood have one the other day that just looked like a cat was driving the car.
that's great. That's great.
But I feel like now that we're talking about it, it's a huge vessel for some goofs and spoofs.
Goofs and advertising. You know, if you have a small business that you're trying to get started, that's some good real estate that doesn't kind of, isn't a permanent thing on your car. Just saying.
Maybe we need some This Might Get Weird windshield.
We've talked about getting the real estate agent benches. We didn't follow through on that. But this
I took
might
down
be a
some
better
numbers
outlet.
of, they have advertising on the little things that you put on the, to separate your groceries from someone else's.
My uncle has one in South Jersey. He's a real estate agent. And my mom literally, like a month ago, sent my brother and I a photo that said, Uncle John's in the shop right now. And it's
As the divider? As the grocery divider?
Yeah.
Tell him get the hookup. Get the tea.
I know. I have to see how long that's been on that. He's been a real estate agent since I was, a child. So it could be from any era. But yeah, that's also some great real estate.
You gotta do it. No, Chip always uses it because he says the sun will age like the interior.
I mean, that makes sense. He cares about his car and like his possessions. He's someone that takes good care of his things. I have yet to reach that level of adulthood.
Never.
I think next year might be a good opportunity to try.
Oh, yeah. We'll save it till next year. Oh, I went to a concert on Friday.
Oh, how was it?
Good. I went to Steely Dan. I believe
right.
I might have said it on here. Chip got us these tickets for Valentine's Day. So literally February 2020.
Wow.
And then they finally played Friday night after 2.5 years.
Wow.
It took so long that one of the two members died during the last 2 years. Like when we
Wow.
bought the tickets, they were both alive.
Jeez.
Yeah. Luckily, I mean, this sounds so bad.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was not the one who sings the songs.
Okay.
It was the more musician-y writes the songs. We still have the same voice, you know?
Okay. So it's not like someone filling in. Yeah.
No, but what's so funny is I was walking up into the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple of drunk nights lately.
Yeah. Your body's
And we were
been
walking up
through
the
it.
Hollywood Bowl, and there was this like adorable girl beside me with like a fringe jacket, and she was just like, "Hey, Mamrie, you're awesome." And I said, "That is so nice." I was like, "It's really nice to meet you, fellow only person under 70 here." Like,
Yeah, exactly.
and she was like, "I got to tell you, I saw you when we, or she might have met me before, I don't remember, but when I went to the Hollywood Bowl to go see Hart, like,
Oh, cool.
I don't know, 4 years ago, something like that." And I was like, "Oh, that's so fun." And she goes, "I actually had backstage tickets to meet them. And guess who was in line taking selfies with them before me?" I said, "Who?" She goes, "Doug the pug."
That dog is everywhere.
Gets everywhere.
If there is one thing in entertainment, I don't want to say person, an animal in entertainment that has really taken advantage of their success on platforms, it is Doug the pug. I mean,
Absolutely.
that thing says yes to every PR opportunity available.
Never turned down an advanced screening in his life.
God bless. I don't know if that thing's still alive, but maybe.
No, Doug is thriving.
Okay, good. Phew.
Doug
Phew,
is
phew, phew.
good, but I just thought it was so funny that she was like, "Doug the pug." I was, again, like the Wasps. If you'd given me 1,000 guesses,
But it's
100,000 guesses.
Also, like,
Makes sense.
Doug the pug, you and Doug the pug, there's something with you guys being at the same places at the same time. The universe really wants you guys to collaborate on something.
Speaking of dogs, should we tell the people our news?
Oh, yes. As long as it's like actually,
It's
still
confirmed, baby.
Okay. Yeah.
We've been given our call time.
Okay.
It's confirmed.
Okay.
Guys,
Well,
you might remember a few years ago when I infiltrated the world's ugliest dog contest to try to get Grace and I as guest judges. They agreed to it, and then it didn't happen for 2 years because of COVID. We are judges this month. When this comes out, it'll be June. Month.
Yes. It's the end of June, right?
I think it's June 24th.
June 24th. If you are competing in
my God.
I don't think you should let us know. That's illegal. That seems like you can't. I would say let us know, but now I'm going to be in judge mode.
That's true. If like Miss Nebraska reached out to the judges of Miss America previous to,
yeah. However, if you guys would like to send us anything anonymously that might sway our favor, I haven't fully processed what this actually means.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to like attend this contest,
which would in and of itself would be a dream,
a gift, a truly incredible, but to judge it is a whole other level of responsibility. And I don't even know what my criteria is going to be.
Right. I don't know if we are given forms that say like stage presence.
Right.
How weird is their body?
Right.
What is their dental health?
Is there a talent portion of this competition? If there isn't, I think we should put one in there. I mean, I want to see them in motion.
Yes. I mean, an ugly dog is great, but one that can skateboard is better. It's better.
I want to see how their body moves. What about it makes it ugly?
I do hope they all have beautiful personalities. Because
Exactly.
you could be the ugliest dog in the world. I'm not voting for you if you're mean.
Right. Okay. And
You
also,
know?
yeah, I don't want any egomaniacs, no narcissists. I like
No.
someone that has humility about their ugliness.
Me too. There was a dog, because I went through, it was like a People article that showed the past winners. Because I was showing someone, I was like, Melissa, guess what I'm judging? And like showed her.
Yeah, I gotta look.
There was a dog that won 3 years in a row. Grace,
3 years in a row.
I can't begin to explain to you what a demon this dog looks like.
Oh, that's what I'm scared that I'm actually going to be disgusted by some of them, maybe. Which I
think
guess
they're
is the
cute.
point.
There's only been a couple that look like they were recently pulled from a fire.
Okay. I also, it's so much responsibility because I don't want to upset the ugly
No.
dog world or community by judging on parameters that seem, not true to the way other people would perceive the ugliness of these dogs.
I think when we know, we'll be able to tell. What I'm worried about
Yeah.
is us with the other judges.
There are other judges. That was my
There-
other question. Okay.
Well, because I think it's normally like a local newscaster, stuff like this.
Right,
Like
right.
when I slid into those emails, I
Yeah.
was like, yo, you want some celebs?
2 years ago.
I'm dropping stats. I'm linking Beans' Instagram. Like,
I don't even send stats to brand deal possibilities.
I'm sending it to help@SonomaCountyFair.com.
Hey, I'm throwing my weight around here. Here we
Really
go.
doing it. But what I'm nervous about is, let's say we get there and, Sonoma's weatherman does not agree with us and who
Right.
should win the title.
If we get there and Doug the Pug is on this,
I swear to God, I'll file a restraining order.
We must get to find out beforehand who the other judges are. I
Yeah,
assume.
I think
unless it's
so.
like jury duty where we just all show up.
I think so. And who knows? We could have inspired them, and now they're, trying
Yeah.
to get bigger names. But
We'll
I know
see.
when I first started talking, she was like, you want to travel here and do this? And I was like,
Yes.
I would walk there
Yeah.
if I had to.
I'll start yesterday.
Oh my God.
I know. I can't wait. I haven't processed that. I'm very, very excited. And
Do we wear matching things? Do we not? What's up?
I don't know. I don't want to distract the dogs. I don't want to wear anything that would change the normal behavior of a dog in a competition like this. I also want to be respectful of it's a competition. It's a lot of stress. So these dogs are all going to show up in different ways.
I know. I kind of want to wear a tux, though.
I know. Like, how hot will it be? Should we just get tuxedo T-shirts that we wear?
And then Beans will be in a bow tie or something like that.
Oh, it's amazing.
Perfect. Oh, speaking of dogs, because that's all I do.
Yeah. Go on.
I got a bone to pick.
Uh-oh.
No, I was in Palm Springs a couple weeks ago, and I was incredibly lazy, and so I did like an Instacart for food, for like groceries to come be delivered.
Yeah.
Like for me to have for the next few days. And so I put in stuff, and I put in Beans' dog food, which is, like this refrigerated bougie stuff.
Yes, yes.
I put it in there. And then, when you order like groceries delivered and they'll be like, this item's running low, choose a replacement.
Yeah.
And so you just hit it and it'll be like, oh, key lime instead of lime,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. But it's always the same thing. That flavor of dog food was low. So I said, like, sure, hit replace for the next one. Gets
Yeah.
to my house. It was cat food. Dogs can't eat shouldn't eat cat food.
I guess not. I don't
I
know.
Googled it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, that seems like a Googleable thing.
But I was like, but why would that be the replacement
option.
choice?
Yeah.
It would be like, do you want, let me bring you vitamin D milk instead of soy milk. It's like, these are not compatible.
I'm sure it was someone just trying to get the job done.
I know. No, I mean, I still rated them and tipped them all exactly the same. But so then I went up with, because it was like 3 things of cat food. It was like $30 worth of fresh cat food. I walked up there and I was like, hi, I got the wrong thing. Can I just switch these? They were like, no, we're not associated with Instacart. Like,
Oh, shoot.
so
Yeah.
I can't do it. And then I was just like, I'm at the little like help counter at the front. I was like, then do you just want to stock these? Because it's like $30 worth of cat food. I'm not going to get the money back. And he's like, I can't take them. And so then I just made eye contact with him as I just put them in the trash can and said, well, this is sad.
Oh,
I know, but what was I gonna do? Like
Stand out front and just ask people if they have cats.
Put up an Instagram story. Anyone in Palm Spring need cat food? Like, I'm not that old lady yet.
They're
or lonely lady.
I know.
Yeah.
I am a big Instacart fan. Like the first time I did a few months ago, I got this person that was so thorough. They had sent me a message before they even started that was like, I love to shop for everyone as if I'm shopping for myself. So I will be sure to send you plenty of options if they run out. And I was literally texting back and forth to this person the entire time that they were shopping. They were sending
like,
me,
I could have gone. This took so much time. Why didn't I go shopping myself?
I know. I was like, oh my God, it's like I'm there. And now I feel like a piece of shit because I was too lazy to just go there and do this. And this person is being so thorough. It's insane. But then the next time I did it, it was someone that just was like, whatever, here you go. I assume this. And I was like, yeah, you know what? This is what I deserve for not going up there myself.
Right. I mean, we've reached new levels of lazy. And that's okay.
Too much technology.
That's okay.
I did find out that the day this episode comes out tomorrow, June 1st, it's Oscar the Grouch Day. It's Oscar the Grouch's birthday.
What?
Important news. And I was looking.
Was he ever born on the show?
He says his birthdays.
His debut?
His thing is that birthdays are no fun. But then they decided that his birthday, they like a few seasons in, said that it was episode 3,866.
Wow.
They revealed that his birthday is June 1st. And I was looking at the history. Oscar the Grouch, Jim Henson came up with it because it was based on a rude waiter at a restaurant called Oscar's Salt of the Sea.
Stop it.
Yeah, can you imagine? And in the original sketch, I guess Oscar was a grumpy looking spiky monster in magenta and then went to the mushy, muddy swamp, which made him all moldy and slimy and green.
Oh, yeah. My God. So, okay, two things.
Yeah.
One, when I see Oscar, I've never thought, man, I bet his texture is slimy. Mm-hmm. I still think he's a fuzzy little guy.
I guess this was in the first couple seasons of it.
Okay. And second of all, could you imagine reading that and going, wait, I worked at that restaurant. Wait, what was the reservation? Like an old, and finding out that you inspired Oscar the fucking Grouch.
Yeah. I can't imagine. And also I would be so honored, I guess. And then also, in the early years, it says that young, enthusiastic viewers would mail gifts of trash to Oscar via the Children's Network workshop, including boxes of old sneakers, bathing caps, and stale poppy seeds.
Stale poppy seeds?
This is like the 70s.
That's the weirdest thing. I didn't know they could go stale. They're always crunchy.
I didn't know children clearly aren't eating the poppy seeds. They're going stale and they're sending them to the children's television workshop. I can't imagine being like a parent and being like, let's mail this trash to your favorite TV star.
Your favorite Grouch. But I can also absolutely see my mom being like, I don't know, here's some old poppy seeds.
What's in my spice cabinet that's now toxic for you to eat?
Right?
Let's send it to this puppet.
Or let's send it to this puppet who's known for having a bad attitude. Let's send him some basically opium.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see if he cheers up in later episodes.
Right? I mean, the show
has
51 seasons, too, which is absolutely bonkers.
For most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers. I took 3 full semesters of French, and I can't say anything but oui. Can't even count to 10. But now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions, there's an addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language. Whether you'll be traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with family, or you just have some free time, Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world. For example, I am learning Spanish because I want to be able to speak Spanish. but also because Mexico is one of my favorite places to travel to, and I like showing off when I bring friends that I know how to speak a little bit of the native tongue. Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn new language on the go. Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, and we know how Grace feels about AI. But Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. And their speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accent. There are so many ways to learn. They've got podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. And it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. So right now, save up to 60% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/TMGW. That's BABBEL.com/TMGW for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
We're talking about one of my favorites right now, and that is HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. They now have 30 dinner recipes to choose from every single week, and that's the most choices of any meal kit. And if you're going away for the summer, you can update your delivery address and enjoy HelloFresh at your vacation destination with just a click. Can you imagine? Plans are flexible, so they work with your changing schedule. HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant, and is even cheaper than grocery shopping. That's money back in your pocket. You guys know I'm obsessed with HelloFresh. I make at least one HelloFresh meal a week. Last week I made Presto Pesto Panko Chicken. Not only does it have an adorable name, it has amazing flavor. I think I ate it in about 4 to 5 seconds. Well, if you want to get that kind of grub on, go to HelloFresh.com/TMGW16 and use code TMGW16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Oh my gosh. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/TMGW16 and use code TMGW16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Who doesn't love free gifts? Not me.
I fell into a really big Pat Sajak hole yesterday.
Yeah,
I learned a lot about Pat Sajak yesterday.
Well, let me know because, are you up on Drag Race All-Stars?
I am. That's what inspired it. Is I was telling Chip, I was like, they did this, like, maybe one of my favorite categories ever.
Same.
To do it before and after.
So creative. I was just listening to Corey Cool talk about it with Tyler, and he was saying same thing, that it's like, I think every season needs to have this category.
Exactly. I'm like, this needs to be regular. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Like, Vanna doesn't have to come back.
She looks incredible, by the way.
I'm angry about it. How has she not aged in 30 years?
I remember I went into a deep wormhole of her and Pat Sajak at the beginning of quarantine because Ellie and I got really high one night, and I was just like, how much money do they make an episode? And I started looking it up, and it was like they were making let me look it up again because I don't want to give false details.
Because I was bringing this up to Chip yesterday, and he was like, she doesn't even have to turn them anymore. She just taps them.
She makes $10 million a year, and Pat Sajak makes $15 million. And it was something like they shoot the episodes like, all at once. So like the rest of her year, and she's like really philanthropic. And I guess her husband is, I think, something in real estate or something. So she's got all of these other side business stuff going on for her too. Yeah.
If I was Pat Sajak, which I'm not, because I quickly learned he's a Republican. But he also beat Bob Barker's record for hosting episodes.
Oh, wow.
Things.
Okay.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. But anyway, if I was him, and like, I am pretty much doing all of the work, but only get 5 million more, I might be kind of butthurt about it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, he doesn't have to walk anywhere other than
true.
Over to the other contestants. But yeah, I do like watching now and realizing like when he's on autopilot and when he might like make a funny aside that just like is something he can get away with.
Yes, absolutely. Did I tell you, my grandma was obsessed with Wheel of Fortune, and like the 6 to 7 block, is it, or is it 7 to 8 of like Wheel and Jeopardy?
I think it's after Jeopardy because I would wait till Jeopardy was done. My brothers would watch that show and know all the answers, and I would feel stupid. And then Wheel of Fortune would come on, and I'd be like, "Here's my time to shine. I know words."
Here we go. My grandma auditioned for it.
To be on the show or to be Vanna White?
No, oh please, can you imagine? No, my mama, who watched it every day in her little recliner, she got the chance to audition once, and she guessed a letter that had already been guessed.
Oh, see, that's my biggest fear is that I'll freeze and I'll say something real dumb, and I'll create a core anxiety memory for myself for the rest of my life.
Decades of loyal viewership, and she just guessed an R. If someone said to you, "Hey Grace, tomorrow you have to be on a show, like a game show," what would you choose?
Oh, I mean, maybe Price is Right.
I get worried though because they want you to be so charismatic.
Sarah and Claudio were on an episode of it together, and their story of being on it, they're so funny, and their whole experience sounded absolutely hilarious the whole time. I guess I would just want to play Plinko.
Right. It's about the game you get, because Price is Right. That's the scary part, is you can't choose what you want to play.
Right. Exactly. And they make some of the craziest games now because they have to keep like figuring out how to do things differently.
I watched a documentary on Price is Right a couple weeks ago because it was
the best guesser, the guy that was like amazing at guessing
the perfect
everything.
guess, and how he fed the answer to the guy who won it, like to the cent for his showcase, and the guy never gave him credit. And so literally at the end of the like he's on like different talk shows or radio shows being like, and I just figured it out and I guessed up and I did it one by one. And so literally this guy was like, I'm gonna make a documentary to say that I'm the one who actually did that.
Wow.
Anyway, but Price is Right will be fun.
Super fun. I Justine was on it. I remember like a decade ago, and I was like, what the hell? And she got all the way to the Showcase Showdown, and I think she won an Apple computer. And I was like, I don't know about this. This seems a little too on the nose.
That seems a little product placement-y,
but
man.
I loved it. She was so high energy. It was so great.
That's like if I went and my Showcase Showdown was, and you can win this sauna. You'd be like, this is rigged. This is rigged. Mamrie loves saunas.
You get a year's supply of this specific dog food and a full sauna.
Grace, they're like, guess the price of this, what, like diarrhea medicine.
Like, you get some antidepressants for a year and some recommendations for a good digestion specialist.
Oh, man.
But I do love that Ann Wheaton, Will Wheaton's wife, she posts all the time on Twitter hilarious fake guesses of Wheel of Fortune puzzles.
I love it.
That
like
have
she figures out. Oh, man.
It's so funny.
Well,
so
I mean,
great.
we've been playing our own game show for a while, which is Wordle. Which
see, I feel like it's now become this ritual thing I do in the morning, and I do feel like Wheel of Fortune has prepared me for this game.
RSTLNE, baby.
Right, all day, and that's not a word you can play.
I know, that is the tough thing. Is sometimes I'm like, I just want to throw letters out there, and see what works, but it has to be an actual functioning word.
Do you still play every day?
I do. Like sometimes I forget, but Chip and I pretty much text, have you Wordled yet, every single day.
That's
and then
cute.
we screen grab ours and send them to each other.
Yeah, I see that Michael Buckley posts his score like every day, and then it reminds me to play like if I haven't played already. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. When will this get old?
Right? I know. Some people do it consistent. I'm in the same city as Michael Buckley. I can feel his energy. True. I was just like, Michael Sweet Buckley, who no longer drinks, you do not need to see me like this.
Yeah. He's roller skating somewhere doing something productive.
Girl, I walked to a place to get tacos today.
Yeah.
A Torchy's. And I mean, like, we're out in this random ass hotel and we're like by a highway and I'm like walking. Like no one else is.
Yeah.
Anyone else who's walking is up to some trouble.
Yeah. I had a bad night.
And me and my little like 90s or 80s fucking satin jacket. Mm-hmm. I did read a crazy article today.
Yeah,
which is pertinent to my interests.
Yeah.
And hates. Scientists have found that male mice are scared of bananas.
What?
Let me
Why? What are we paying these scientists to figure this out? What?
Well,
how will this help us?
here's the origin.
Okay.
Is I guess when female mice would like have their babies,
Yeah.
the male mice would like get really wigged out, and like really nervous to get near them. And so they found out that female mice, when they have babies, they like basically, I don't know if they excrete it or if it's like in their urine, but it's this compound called N-pentyl or whatever.
Okay.
But basically it scares male mice because they're like, stay the fuck away from my babies.
Oh.
So then the scientists were like, but what if it's an outside source? So they bought banana oil, put it on a cotton swab, put it in with the male mice, and the male mice were like terrified. So girl, I'm about to carry bananas in my pocket.
Everywhere.
I'm about to throw runts in the street before I walk down it.
She's just holding bushels of bananas everywhere she's
I'm
going.
fucking Carmen Miranda. I'm the Chiquita banana lady from here on out. Just a full bunch on my head. Like a
everywhere.
helmet.
Full necklace. Like garlic to vampires.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was reading this article right before we started that said dolphins recognize each other by tasting
Their urine.
their urine. And I was like, okay. And then I started reading the article and I was like, I still don't fully understand this. As scientist was like, it was a shot in the dark because they wanted to figure out how. They wanted to figure out if the original goal was to test whether the dolphins use their signature whistles in the same way people like can hear each other's names.
Oh
or
God,
use their names.
I got deep in this. Yeah.
Yeah, and they needed a second way to tell if dolphins could identify each other. So they would like spray the urine and then do the signature dolphin whistle. And dolphins can't, smell. So they're just guzzling poop and
piss.
urine and being like, that's my buddy.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Be like, hey guys, catch up. Wait a second. That's Richard. Guzzling piss in their wake.
And Richard is dehydrated. Rich.
Oh, Rich, come on. Drink some
Classic.
water. Oh, man. Well,
Speaking
I told
of
you,
drinking water.
I have a seltzer right beside it, and I'm drinking a Lagunitas. It's what
Nice.
happens. I told you, like, one of the scariest moments of my life, which are plentiful because I'm scared of everything, is when Hey USA Season 2, Kingsley and I went to Hawaii, and we were going to swim with the dolphins, but like in the wild. Not like, oh, these are just dolphins in a cove, and you know, we're talking like, we take a boat out. There is a pod of hundreds of dolphins.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they were going in a big circle, swimming in a circle. And they were like, just get in and start swimming with them, like in the circle. Don't scare them or try to touch them. Because what they're doing is dolphins turn off half their brains to sleep. So what they do is they swim in pairs and each turn off the middle half of their brain. So that like, together they each have like they're
brain.
watching the outside. Yeah. So they were like, don't startle them because they could be pretty pissed because they're half awake right now.
I mean, if there's something I could relate to.
I mean, me all day.
I couldn't do that. I mean, we did the first season when we went to Catalina and went literally just snorkeling with fishes, and I was screaming. Yeah, the guy told us that they would attack our vaginas, and didn't know if he was joking or not. So that was enough for me.
Oh man, speaking of enough,
yeah,
I gotta get it together. We're going to see Top Gun tonight.
Wow, I just saw it over the weekend.
Did you like it?
Top fun.
Is it top fun?
It's
but I'm
top
also would it be top fun with a hangover?
Ooh, you gotta lean in. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, have another Lagunitas before you go.
I might hit up that taco place for a margarita.
Yeah.
I had my own entertainment earlier because I could hear a girl like on the phone with, I'm assuming, a friend in the hallway. She was pacing it and talking about like how she thinks her girlfriend is going to break up with her and why. And Grace, I literally stood and watched through the people and ate cheese and crackers for 30 minutes earlier.
Who needs Real Housewives? You got straight up.
Girl.
And they were entertainment.
They were the crispiest crackers. Those little like thin water crackers with like cracked
So you're
pepper.
just moistening them.
I was soaking them. I was soaking them in my mouth so she wouldn't hear me listening to her conversation to go, I think I was eating some crisp crackers behind that door.
What is that noise?
I'm just soaking them.
Someone left a dog in one of these rooms. It's chewing on something.
Meanwhile, she's probably in the next room like
Having
"What
the
is
worst
this bitch
day of
been
her life."
Who has this bitch been on the phone with for 45 minutes? Like talking to herself about
Amazing.
dolphin urine. All right. Well, this was fun.
Yes. Well, good luck with the rest of your hangover day.
Thank you so much.
I know I'm going to go Google the previous winners of the Ugliest Dog contest.
Brace your. Maybe you need to open a beer too.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Okay. This got weird.